The cybersecurity landscape never sleeps. Every minute, thousands of new threats emerge. Millions of attacks are launched and billions of dollars are at stake. But in this constant stream of cyber incidents and updates, what should you actually care about? Well, that's why we're here. This is the Daily Cyber Threat Brief. I'm Dr. Gerald Auger, and these are the top cyber headlines. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. Today is Tuesday, January 28th, 2025. This is episode 801 of your Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast. I am your host, two thumbs, all smiles, Dr. Gerald Auger, and over the next hours, me, you, DJ B-Sec behind the glass, Olivia with Team Sippy Cup, Mara Levy, Marcus Kyler, FedEx, Monica, Mana, Samuka, Augusta Delgado, guys, not only IT, Marcus Kyler, we're all going to be shredding. Casually Joseph got the nod right quick. ATCQ taking it back to 93. We are all going to be shredding the top cyber security stories of the day, and I'll be giving my expert opinion and analysis on each of those stories. Alongside this huge cup of coffee, I'm going to be ripping apart all of these stories in order to mine what I would consider value for you in order to drive cyber risk reduction for your business stakeholders, to level up your own professional career and make you the most valuable asset resource there is for your business, to the point where you're like, I might walk. And they're like, no, don't walk. We'll throw ourselves at you. And you're like, yeah, that's all right, because I'm a cyber beast. That's what we're doing on the show here. And if you're a solo operator, Stones fan, Robert Cooper, I got you. Hashtag Team Solo. If you are a solo operator, one-man shop essentially, we are your extended co-workers. Know that you can. You got a friend in the Simply Cyber community. Believe that. And if you're looking to break into the industry, my friends, you are in the right place. You're going to be asked in any job interview, how do you stay current? This is an answer. Ding, 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 ding. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. And on top of that, you are going to not just stay current and know what the hell's going on, but you're also going to network with like-minded professionals who are all about support, inclusion, and good times. So settle in. We got a great show for you. I absolutely promise you that. I want you to know I do not research or prep any of these stories. I know DeepSeek is hot, hot, hot right now.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
So we'll spend a minute on that and stay with us, because at the end of the show, 1 hour from now, as if you won't even realize how quick this hour passes, but we are going to roll right into Jawjacking. So if you have any questions about industry, certs, professional development, we're going to get you covered with 30 minutes of ask as many questions as you can, and we'll give you as many answers as we have time for. Believe that. Now, before we get into it, I do want to say shout out and love to the stream sponsors, those who will enable us to bring this award-winning podcast to your face every single weekday morning, starting with the team over at Barricade Cyber Solutions. Barricade Cyber Solutions is dedicated to helping businesses recover from cyber attacks and the damage done from them. Cyber attacks can cause massive issues for businesses and send dedicated, hardworking business owners into turmoil. But Barricade Cyber's recovery process and their known experience in the space allows them to help you mitigate the damage done by cyber incidents, accurate assessments, best in industry intel. They've got tons of proven results from all of the different clients they have helped put out digital fires. Eric Taylor and the team over at barricadecyber.com can definitely help you get sorted out. Check them out at barricadecyber.com. Links in the description below. I also want to say shout out to ThreatLocker. ThreatLocker bringing the heat. Let's hear quickly from them. And when we come back, I'm going to tell you how CPEs are going to be raining on your head when this show's done. Let's go. I want to give some love to the Daily Cyber Threat Brief sponsor, ThreatLocker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Well, worry no more. You can harden your security with ThreatLocker. Worldwide, companies like JetBlue trust ThreatLocker to secure their data and keep their business operations flying high. ThreatLocker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action allowed or blocked for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation is fully supported by their US-based Cyber Heroes support team. Get a free 30-day trial and learn more about how ThreatLocker can help prevent ransomware and ensure compliance. Visit threatlocker.com. Holler at your ThreatLocker, dudes. We are crushing it. Every single episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief, including episode 801, is worth half a CPE. So say what's up in chat. It's right here. You can see David P, Marcus Kyler, Space Tacos, somebody over on LinkedIn who's unknown. That's not going to work. The LinkedIn unknown, you can't take a screenshot of that because it's too anonymous. Port Zero in the upstate, Evans, Medine G, drop a hashtag Team SC, click a screenshot, boom, baby. Then you file it away, and once a year, count the screenshots. If you're a regular, if you're a hashtag, whatever, team regular, Team SC, you can get up to 120 CPEs a year. Most cyber certs require 40 a year, so you can literally stomp a mud hole in the CPE requirements. But now, really quickly, I cannot have this screensaver going on in the background, or else I'm gonna get triggered. There we go. Oh yes, the retro synthwave. Makes me feel good. Also, quick shout out to Team Replay. I know some of you are on the West Coast. Some of you have meetings. Some of you are always showing up in the comments on the replay. Just know you are all Team SC, even the replay crew. Shout out to all y'all. Now get your CPEs here. Now the final thing I want to tell you guys, okay? Listen, if you're a regular up in here, Jesse Johnson, good to see you, my man. I want you to know if you are running and gaming as a Team SC, Team Solo, running and gaming. Great to have you here. Medine G's here for the love, not the CPEs. That's okay. Always welcome up in here, Medine. Hey, listen, really quickly, if today is your first episode, maybe a friend told you, maybe a coworker told you, maybe the YouTube algorithm, the mighty algorithm, jumped into your feed and was like, hey, holla, 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 holla at you, holla. Maybe pushing that Sigma grind set on you. Whatever you're doing, if you're here and it's your first time, welcome to the party, pal. We love welcoming our first timers. Don't be shy. Drop a hashtag first timer in chat and watch it rain on you in the most lovely, fun, enjoyable way possible. The squad members are here. They've got access to all the squad emote trays. I'm going to drop a preemptive welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party.
There we go. Simply Curly, what up to you too? Ron Rummerfield, good to see you. Not only IT is a long timer. I love it. I love it. I love it. Guys, quick programming note. I'm going to be doing the show, and then immediately I'm going to roll out oh my God, what was his name in The Big Lebowski? Walt? Listen, I'm going to do the show, and I'm going to roll out like Walt at the bridge scene in Big Lebowski at 9 a.m. as I book it to the Citadel. I teach on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Immediately from the Citadel, I'm speed running to the airport, and I've got to go back to Atlanta. Last time for the Atlanta trips for the foreseeable future. So Olivia, Team Sippy Cup, Space Tacos, Team Sippy Cup. We will be full Sippy Cup on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week. And then finally back to normal operating processes starting Friday and all of next week. Speaking of Friday, just a reminder, we've got State of the Simply Cyber. Big all hands. If you want accountability of me and Simply Cyber, if you want transparency on all the things that have happened and what's going on in the future, stay around on Friday at noon. Chris Rock is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Loitering. Do me a favor, everybody. Let's get to work. Sit back, relax, and let's let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over us.
Series,
see you guys at the mid-roll.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Tuesday, January 28th, 2025. I'm Rich Straffolino. Google responds to most sophisticated voice phishing attack. Last week, Hack Club founder Zach Lada published details about the most sophisticated phishing attack I've ever seen. This saw attackers posing as the Google Workspace team in a call to Lada, claiming to investigate a suspicious login attempt overseas. The call came from a genuine number associated with Google Assistant with a caller ID of Google. Still suspicious, Lada asked for an authenticated email to confirm identity and received one from workspace-no reply at google.com. The attackers appear to get access to a workspace g.co subdomain, which was used to create an account for Lada to send the password reset. Lada said this attack method gets around two fundamental best practices for identity verification. Google said it found no widespread use of this tactic, but hardened its defenses against abusers leveraging g.co references at signup going forward.
Oh, wow. All right. So really quickly, Hack Club, this is a little close to home, guys. I'm almost positive this is the same one. Hack Club is the target here in this instance. Hack Club is they're a entity that essentially enables any business, but really cybersecurity businesses, to set up nonprofits and use them as the back end nonprofit instead of registering their own 501(c). And without getting into all the nerd stuff, Simply CyberCon, like our community's conference, we run it as a nonprofit through Hack Club. Okay, so like the money we collect or whatever, the money we spend on Simply CyberCon, it's all run through Hack Club. So like this is definitely close to home on this one. Now, whether it's Hack Club or it's your business and a business email compromise, let's take a look at this. Basically, they were able to spoof the phone number, which is not a unprecedented. Obviously, you can spoof phone numbers legitimately anyways right now. But they were able to spoof the phone number to look like it was coming from Google. The guy asked for an email from an official email address. He got workspace-no reply at google.com. He asked if he could call the phone number back, and they said sure, which he did not, because her being so cavalier about sure gave him the confidence that it was legitimate. So like literally everything about this so far, and it seems like legitimate. And I ask you, like, think about yourself. Like, if you get some kind of like phish or some type of communication that says there's something urgent, right? You know, immediately as practitioners, our antenna goes up. But would you have fallen for this? What are your own checks? Like, I get contacted all the time by people who want to like do business with me. And if it's coming through like Twitter DMs or LinkedIn DMs or whatever, I'll say, hey, like, would appreciate it. I need you to email from your official email business account. And I actually just had one 2 days ago where the person, like, I'm still like on the fence about this. Okay. The person emailed me or messaged me through LinkedIn DMs and said, oh, like, you're doing work with somebody else in my company and I want to do work with you too. Let's work. And I immediately reached out to the person I'm working with at the company who I've been working with for a year. And I said, hey, I just got contacted by this person. Is this person legit? And they replied, yes, they're legit. And then I was like, wait a minute, maybe they've just like stolen the identity. But then the original person forwarded me the email that I sent to my contact out of band. Anyways, like, these are the things I do to get the confidence and the comfort that I'm not dealing with a phish. Now, in this particular instance, I may have fallen for this. It looks like it started to unravel after the Google Workplace person's manager got on the phone and gave information that conflicted, that was given by the colleague. So essentially, oh my God. One saving grace was that he was able to provide the genuine 2FA number matching code that appeared on Lada's device. To a non-techie, that would likely be enough to convince a victim that it was a genuine Google staffer. But Solomon's encouragement to press the right number was the final red flag before determining this was a scam. Yeah, see? Following best practices would have led to a compromise. And literally, guys, in this particular instance, the threat actor is the one who stumbled over themselves. The victim in this case would have been screwed. Like basically the threat actor screwed up here. So I guarantee you they're going to learn from their mistakes and come back even stronger. This is not good for us as practitioners, frankly. I would if you can, I would bundle this story up as best you can in a way that is meaningful to your business. So if you're not a Google workspace business, if you're like an M365 business, maybe you bundle it as like M365. So you're getting a phone call from Microsoft. The email is support@microsoft.com, like all of these things. And let them know that this is something that could go wrong and be really bad. I'd have to really think about how you avoid this particular scam because, again, really, the threat actors are the ones who screwed up here, and I don't think they're going to do it again. Quick shout out to Jenny Housley. Jenny Housley's in the chat. Mod love. So yep. So let's deconstruct what happened. Spoofing the Google phone number is not hard, and getting a legitimate Google URL, that is the one that's kind of weird. So the scammer created a Google workspace using a g.co domain. Okay, so this makes sense. Oh, so that's interesting. So they created an account of the victim inside their own workspace. So this is actually kind of the technical details of it. So I create a fake like workspace or a fake M365 account, right? And I call it Simply Cyber or whatever. And then I create a user account for Space Tacos in there. And I use Space Taco's email address. And then I do a password reset, which would then immediately fire an email over to Space Taco saying, a password reset has been requested for your account, right? Which would then cause concerns. But then I come back over the top as tech support saying, hey, we've noticed some anomalous behavior on your account. Did you see anything? Yes, I actually just got a password reset. Remember, the threat actor is the one who just sent it. They're trying to play both sides of this. It doesn't say that this is a wide-scale tactic yet, but guys, this looks pretty legit, okay? This looks pretty legit as far as an attack vector. Here's the thing. This doesn't have a CVE associated with it. You can't patch this. This is a GRC mafia thing all day, right? And I know some people roll their eyes at GRC. Chris Rock, loitering. Probably, he's got technical chops. He probably thinks GRC's funny, but dude, this right here, the only way to prevent this is to educate your end users. Put them on red alert. I'm telling you, there's going to be several businesses to get got from this. Google does have an opportunity here, I think, to be able to kind of get their arms around the creation of subdomains but I don't know. This one's a tough one. You know what's interesting to me too? I always love threat actors and the novel, innovative techniques because I can't wrap my head around it. But like this attack right here, it blows my mind that now is when this attack comes out. Doesn't this seem so clean and easy and obvious that like this would have been done years ago? Just goes to show, don't sleep on things. Don't think you have to be like big brain, rocket science, 1,000 IQ moves. Like you can just, think through the attacks and get going. Oh, okay. All of a sudden my Stream Deck. All of a sudden my Stream Deck doesn't work. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Stream Deck. Hold on one second. I'm gonna try it here. Let me keep going manually. Ugh. Did my whole computer just freeze? Oh my god, bro. 1 second. I'm dealing with some technical issues.
Security Consortium creates OpenGrep. The static application security testing tool SemGrep launched in 2017, becoming popular partly because users could write custom rules that could be shared with the broader community. However, in December 2024, the company changed its licensing to restrict the use of community-contributed rules in its free core engine service. Now, a consortium of 10 security firms, including Endor Labs, JIT, Mob, Orca Security, and Amplify Security, launched a fork of SemGrep creatively named OpenGrep. The consortium says it will provide dedicated development, testing, and deployment teams for the new project and regularly reviews community contributed code. The plan is to eventually move OpenGrep to a foundation on a nonprofit model for long term viability.
Wow. Okay. So this isn't really a cybersecurity story at all. Like this is killing. Like we're really gonna have to have a conversation here with CISO series. This is not a cyber story. But I do want to point out something super interesting. I'm kind of curious here. This is called what? SemGrep? Yeah, SemGrep. I'm kind of curious. Hold on. SemGrep CEO changes. Let me see this really quickly. I'm kind of curious to see. I'm just curious if there's been some leadership changes at SemGrep in the last couple months, or like the last 6 months. And I've got a hot take lesson learned, but I have to look at this first really quick just to see. I'm not interested in your YouTube video. Um, let's see. Oh, they've got Series C funding. So again, I'm not going to get into like funding and VCs and all that stuff, but I'm just kind of curious if it. Mm, that's too bad. Um, to get Series C's funding, I mean that's pretty impressive, right? Like each round of funding is more money, more money. Here's the deal. I was wondering if they had a recent change of leadership only because basically what they did is they came in and said like all of a sudden this tool that has been really popular is now like the licensing is changed and we're going to start charging straight cash, homie. And it's just interesting because you don't get to see this very often, but essentially the community, clapped back, right? I think that's the right way to use that term, Gen Z. They clapped back and basically forked the tool, and it appears that this is going to lose a lot of value since there's now a direct competitor in the market that costs $0 versus this tool that costs X dollars. I was wondering if there was a leadership change because a lot of times, I mean, if you look at, well, I don't want to name any particular companies for liability reasons, but if you look at some companies that used to have like one kind of model, and then you look at leadership changes or like a bunch of like Harvard business people take over or a private equity firm takes over, and all of a sudden the model changes immediately in order to maximize revenue, and people don't like that. That's why I was wondering what happened here. I haven't used SemGrep. I haven't used OpenGrep. It looks like it's a popular tool. Again, with the Series C funding, the Series funding goes in alphabetical order, right? Series A, B, C. When you get Series A's funding, that's a big deal. That's when VCs are starting to pump money in, and you're trying to like basically 10x your business up wicked quick, and then go public and sell. Let me know. Has anyone in chat used SemGrep? It seems like it's wicked. Oh, thank you, Space Tacos. I've been approved for for clapback usage. Okay. All right. I'll just keep moving because again, not really a cyber story. Dude, what is going on with the old Stream Deck? Ugh. You're killing me, Smalls. What is come on. Ugh. All right, hold on. I'm going to try to do this live on stream.
DeepSeek suspends new user registrations. The AI startup DeepSeek has been making headlines in the last few days on claims of an open source LLM created using a fraction of the hardware resources that competitors use. This attention led to the app topping the US iOS App Store, but it also seems to have attracted malicious activity. DeepSeek updated its status page to say it's temporarily limited registrations due to large-scale malicious attacks, although it offered no other specifics. The company said the attacks did not impact existing users.
Okay. Dude. Okay, so this is like the hot, right? Oh, well,
That Hansel's so hot right now.
DeepSeek is so hot right now. From what I understand, I mean, again, it says amid cyber attack. um, maybe when you have like 100 million users sign up at the same exact time, that's a natural occurring organic denial of service attack. So, I guess if you want to attempt to make this a cyber story, we'll allow it, I guess, in order to have a cyber story in the news today. So here's the deal. I don't know much about DeepSeek, but what I will tell you is I've been told by DJ Bisek behind the glass and others that it's essentially like OpenAI, ChatGPT, except they made it for way less money. It uses way less power. And I do want to point out that the power consumption for AI is something that isn't really discussed a lot. Like everybody's like, give me that AI, right? Like, like Bradley Cooper in Wedding Crashers doing the sack lunch, right? That's what people are doing with AI. I'm doing it with AI, right? I'm not throwing stones. Like I'm throwing stones right now, but I'm also throwing one directly up and then just standing there like a pencil and waiting for it to hit me in the top of the head, in my dome piece, if you will. So I get it, right? It's very, very appealing, but it uses a lot of power, okay? DeepSeek's apparently faster, less power, better results, all the things, right? It's and people signed up like buck wild. Now, I also want to point out that it is a Chinese-based startup, and from what I've heard, it's being reported that when you sign up, they basically put it out very clearly in the licensing that everything you stick in it is theirs, and the government will, the Chinese government will use it for whatever they want. And basically, like any other business, you're agreeing to the terms. If you don't like the terms, then do not use the product. But I do want to point out, when you have a really great product, people are willing to accept it. It's like negotiations, right? If you're like, dudes, if it's like a thirst trap, if you're thirsty for some DeepSeek, you're going to like accept worse terms than if it was like a meh, whatever. Like, oh, DeepSeek, you want to like have my firstborn child? I'll just go over to ChatGPT or Claude. Like, it's not as great as DeepSeek, but I'm also not willing to give up my seed, you know what I mean, to you. So this is what thirst looks like, okay? Now, they did suffer a cyber attack because of the amount of signups. I will say that it was reported, I saw it last night, it was reported that they've ceased allowing new people to sign up. DJ Bisek had some conflicting information saying that you could sign up if you were coming from like a Google account or if you had an 86 phone number, which I don't know what region code that is. Maybe China. I don't know. Anyways, I'm not going to speculate publicly on my thoughts about DeepSeek or how I think that they may have gone from 0 to 100 in like so quickly. But it is what it is. The other thing I would say really quickly, 86 is China, so that makes a lot of sense. One thing I will say really quickly is I do find it slightly comical that the United States is like, woo, TikTok, we're going to ban TikTok. We think that there's some like shenanigans going on. And then like DeepSeek comes out and it's like, we will absolutely take all of your data and it's ours now. And it's like, it's not like, they're not even, it's very explicit. So we'll see where it goes. DeepSeek, it's so hot right now.
That Hansel's so
Brazil
hot right
bans
now.
compensation for biometric data scheme. Tools for Humanity is the company behind the digital identity project World, formerly known as WorldCoin. World relaunched in Brazil in November, sparking an investigation from the country's National Data Protection Authority. That agency has now ruled that World cannot offer financial compensation, including cryptocurrency, in exchange for biometric data, saying that this may interfere with free expression of the will of individuals. In response to that decision, Tools for Humanity said that the iris scans used by the organization qualify as proof of personhood, and that the company doesn't store any personal data, including biometrics. The company said it's confident it can work with the regulator to ensure it can offer World services in Brazil.
What? All right. So I actually, again, this isn't a cybersecurity story. So Brazil is banning the collection of biometric data for money. So whether you like it or not, Charles Finfrock has a hot take that says, listen, when our data gets compromised in Change Healthcare breach, or it gets compromised in AT&T breach, the companies themselves have a problem, but you and I, Malware Trini, Mary Rochelle, Gary Sturgiotis, love myself some Gary, by the way. We're the victims, right? We're the ones who have to get the stupid identity theft. We're the ones that the criminals have the data and are, filing fake taxes and doing social engineering attacks, right? So why not? So Charles Finfrock has this hot take, cut us in on the compensation, right? You want my data? Give me a little taste of it. You sell my data to a data broker? How about I get 2%? Send me a compensation check. At least then I'm in on it, and you could do everything. And Finfrock actually speculated that if you offered this, people would go ham, and you could actually just get all the data. You wouldn't even have to do any consent forms or web tracking. People would just opt in, oh, geez, I can get a $100 a month check in the mail for doing nothing other than giving up my privacy. Let's go. So Brazil this is kind of big government moves. Brazil is saying, no, you cannot sell your biometric data. Whether you agree with that or not, I don't know. But Brazil is saying you can't sell your biometric data because it I don't know. It could result in dehumanizing you somehow. The one thing that I find really, really funny is that they're trying to push this world ID digital identity. In the United States, we have this idea of digital driver's license now. That's being kicked around. And I've given my thoughts on whether that's a good idea or not. But I haven't heard of world identity, so whatever. And it sounds like they're trying to sell it. Again, I don't research or prep for these stories, so maybe I'm wrong, but it sounds like they're trying to sell it. You get a free world coin. Woo! You can get a free crypto coin worth $1.92 USD in exchange for your biometric data, which doesn't sound very good. That doesn't sound like a great deal for me. And also just want to point out, you guys, I know we got the Valentine's Day coming up in the United States. Maybe you've got some summer vacation plans you want to take with the family. Last time I checked, WorldCoin isn't accepted anywhere that I shop. So here's some Jerry coins. I'll give you 1,000 Jerry coins. You give me your biometric data that I can sell. It's not even it says you can't have compensation, but you're getting compensated with vaporware. So whatever. Again, I don't know what to tell you about this story, as far as doing something with it to help you drive cyber risk reduction for your business stakeholders. We're getting dangerously close to not being worth half a CPE on this particular episode. And
now thanks to our sponsor for today, Conveyor. Does trying to get the security questionnaire done and back to your customer ever feel like you're herding cats? It's not answering questions. Most of you have automation software for that. It's all of the manual back and forth that becomes a slog, like communicating between teams, tracking people down to get their review, updating sources, and updating systems. Conveyor just launched an AI agent, Sue, to do all of these things for you and more. Learn about Sue at conveyor.com. That's CONVEYOR.com.
all righty. Guys, we got the mid-roll. Before we do it, let's hear from Flair really quick. I do love myself some Flair. If you've used Flair, let me know in chat. And if you haven't, have you heard about it? I did a whole video on it. Their cyber threat intelligence is dope. What's up, Simply Cyber? You know what keeps CISOs up at night? The unknown. Those exposed assets and leaked creds floating around the dark web that you don't even know about? Well, that's where Flare steps in. Think of Flare as your organization's amazing threat hunting capability, continuously scanning both clear and dark web for exposed enterprise assets, leaked secrets, and even compromised credentials being sold in private channels. Their cutting-edge platform, powered by transparent, generative AI, prioritizes real threats so your team can take immediate action. Stop playing catch-up with threat actors. Get ahead with Flare's threat exposure management capability. Don't take my word for it. Visit try.flare.io/simplycyber and try it for yourself. All right. Thank you very much, Flare. Hey, really quickly, I saw someone just say, what's my thoughts on cyber and DeepSeek? Let's get these CPEs up. Let me just give you 30 seconds on this really quickly. DJ Bsec and I behind the glass before the show started had this conversation. Here is a reality that you should keep in mind, okay? This is real cyber value for you and your organization. DeepSeek is so hot right now. It's not even a joke. Everybody's talking about it. It's going to be in the news. It's going to be in people's social feeds. It's going to be everywhere. And every single Carl at work is going to be like, ooh, DeepSeek, 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 DeepSeek. Sales guys, engineers, business executive, everybody, DeepSeek, DeepSeek. And it's going to be just like back when ChatGPT launched and the Samsung engineers were hand jamming schematics in there. If you are concerned about this, you should definitely educate your end user audience. GRC Mafia, this is a GRC Mafia thing. You can either block DeepSeek at the firewall, but you got to remember, end users are going to be using their own phones, their own laptops on their own networks, traveling. Charleston Wi-Fi Airport isn't going through your corporate firewall unless you require VPN connections, which are easy to get around. So your workforce may be trying to use DeepSeek and basically giving company data that they don't have permissions to give out to DeepSeek in this instance. So this is a data governance issue and one that you should be really mindful of. If you're dealing with code, tech products, software, internal secrets, forecasting, and anything that's sensitive of any level of nature at your business, you should at minimum, educate your workforce that this right here has data governance implications and that all your data goes out the door and is permanently copied. You cannot get it back or you can't have them delete it. DJ Bsec is, oh, holy crap. Okay, cool. Wait, hold on. Shit. Sorry. Bsec, can I put this on stream? Okay. All right, so check this out. This is what DJ Bsec is actually sending out to his workforce. Sorry, I had to make sure that I was allowed to share this. Look at this. This is a great piece of intel. And again, I know this is the mid-roll, but this is important, and I do want you guys to get value. He puts a clear header. DeepSeek is in bold font, catches the eye immediately. Now, for my money, this is a little wordy, but I'm gonna let it fly, okay? It clearly calls out. Now, he's got the screenshot of where we store your information. He's got action required at the bottom. You need to be crystal clear for your workforce. What do I need to do? What are you trying to tell me? Give them action, okay? I would also recommend, personally, you got to choose your own adventure here, but personally, I would make a complimentary 30-second video almost reading this to the workforce and sending it to them as well. Hey, here's this super important email around DeepSeek. If you'd rather hear me talk about it, click here. Give them multiple options. Okay, DJ Bsec is making a video to go with it as well. No surprise. He is a very seasoned, excellent cyber practitioner. All right, guys, let's do the mid-roll. Holler. All right. Holler, holler, holler at you, y'all. I want to say thank you to all of you. Thank you, Simply Cyber community. Hashtag Team SC. 801 episodes. Feels just like yesterday. It was episode 500 where we went ham with all the giveaways. Someone did the math. I'm not even exaggerating. I'm not making this up. There is a real possibility that episode 1000 will literally be during Simply CyberCon this year. Wow, that could be something special, guys. Thank you, Barricade Cyber, Antisyphon, Flare, Threat Locker for supporting the show. Really, really appreciate it. And all of you, thank you to the mod team. If you guys are regular mods, you know the mod team is definitely bringing the heat. DJ Bsec, one of the mods, even dropping that DeepSeek letter. Love it, love it, love it. All right, guys. Every single day of the week has a special segment, and Tuesdays is Tidbits Tuesday. I love it. I basically like to share a little bit about me and let you know what's going on. I've been traveling a lot to Atlanta lately. I really do appreciate that it's a one-stop flight for me, so I don't have to do a layover or anything like that. I got to tell you, I'm not promoting, drinking or whatever. But assuming that I'm done with my work, so I'm not one of these people that it's like 9 a.m. and I'm like, well, it's an airport, so drinking's totally allowed. Actually, you know what? Here's my Tidbits Tuesday, and then I'll talk about something else. My move, really, if it's like the end of the day, is to like have a beer at the airport bar, then get on the plane, and I literally put on sunglasses and I have the ability to like instantly pass out on a plane, which I think is like a superpower. I basically call it time traveling. I literally get on the plane, close my eyes, and then I wake up when the plane lands. It's super awesome. So if you're into time travel as a superpower, you vibe with me on that. The other thing I want to point out is I just find it wild and crazy, the reality that like an airport bar, like the social like scrutiny and the stigma of drinking in the morning, right? Like if you went to work, right, and you're having a coffee and the guy next to you is drinking like a imperial stout, you're like, what are you doing? What kind of life choices are you making? Now you put those same people at an airport and it's like, yep. Like what? I don't understand why like airports like socially unlock day drinking. It's just wild. Ellipsis picks the worst shopping cart at the grocery store. I will literally walk all the way back and get a fresh cart. I can't deal with the... All right, y'all. Let's get our la 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 la's on. Thank you all so very much. Here we go. La 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 la. Alpha Seer, go. All right. Thank you, John Brock. Also, I love all the comments here. Space Taco says in Germany, beer is a breakfast food. James McQuiggan says it's 5 o'clock somewhere. I agree. Dude, I have not been unhappy with Atlanta as this main airport for myself. I love the little train that they got going on. I like all the food courts they have. I have not had a bad experience in Atlanta. Even when I was there on December 21st, like the Saturday before Christmas, and it was a freaking hot mess express. It looked like oh my God, it looked like Black Friday shopping before the internet really took off. And I was still able to kind of maneuver around. Also, I do want to say I'm TSA pre-check now, and I wasn't traveling with children, so I was able to be a little bit more agile. I was basically kind of like a ninja doing ninja moves. All right, let's keep going.
Teams to roll out phishing alerts. Microsoft reminded Microsoft 365 admins that it will launch new brand impersonation protection features in Teams chat as of mid-February. This will be enabled by default. This feature will display alerts for suspected phishing attacks for organizations with external Teams access enabled. Users must preview messages flagged as high risk and select whether to accept or block them. These alerts will also be available in Teams logs for admin review. Microsoft still recommends that Teams admins that don't need regular external tenant communication to disable external access or add specific domains to an allow list.
All right. Hey, I like Microsoft. What do we got? Lazaro,
We become best friends. Yep.
Lazaro with the super chat. Appreciate the you, Dr. Auger, Team SC all day. Thanks, Lazaro. Lazaro, one of my favorite wins. Lazaro with the community for a long time, got his job, shared it, and now he's just crushing it. So good. Dude, I appreciate this. Microsoft basically has like many of us in a chokehold, like a straight up UFC or collegiate wrestler chokehold that's illegal because you don't have like an arm in there or something like that. And even though because basically people buy it and then they get on the M365 platform and then the CFO is like, we don't need Zoom. Like we have Microsoft Teams. You're like, Teams sucks. And they're like, well, we already paid for it, so use it. And you're like, ugh, right? So, but Microsoft continues to innovate, continues to push the boundaries, and continues to increase security, which I am, a big fan of. And now they're going to, they're bringing brand impersonation protection. I guess that's what they're calling it, but it sounds like it has to do with phishing. You can expect your end users, by the way, you should educate your end users. You should get a preview of this if you can, and then be able to communicate to your end users about it. It'll display alerts when detecting phishing attacks that have enabled external Teams access. Many of us do have external Teams access, so, be mindful of that. What I would say here, and this is actually a really important thing to point out, whenever new features come that directly impacts end users, okay? You're rolling out a new feature, you're rolling out a new application, multi-factor, like anything that you roll out that is directly going to change the way that your end users experience work and the way that they interact with their technologies, you really need to communicate to them before it happens. This is like change control. You have to say, hey, starting like this one right here, it's going to happen in a few weeks. And I know you can't communicate everything, but this is literally going to be appearing to them. And in general, this is a general best practice, not just with this, okay? Hey, starting in a few weeks, you're going to start seeing this new thing. If you get a phishing email, this is what you can expect. Hey, next week it's going to happen. Hey, today's the date. Now, remember, a lot of people, and this is so infuriating to help desk people. So if you have ever experienced this, please hashtag preach in chat. I have experienced this. I typically experience this with multi-factor authentication rollout, and I want to absolutely flip my desk over in pure rage when it happens, although I do try to keep it cool. You can send out 3, 4, 5 communications. Hey, this is coming. It's coming next week. It's coming tomorrow. Today's the day. You can send out all the things. You can post it in the elevator. You can put it by the water cooler. You can send emails and text messages. And I guarantee you 10% of your workforce on the day it happens, whatever it is going to be like, I had no idea. What are you talking about? Or you'll get like some people who are like, oh, I remember seeing something about that, but I still can't access my computer, or what the hell is going? And you're just like, I turn into Skeletor, that meme where he's raging, and I'm just like, why didn't you read your email? I sent you 5 emails, bro. Like I said it at the all hands meeting. I posted it in the bathroom stall where you take a 75-minute break, Carl. Like, everybody knows you're doing that. By the way, quick side story. When I worked at Booz Allen, there was legit a guy who would go into the bathroom, probably shouldn't have done as much research on this as I did, but he would go in the bathroom after lunch at 1:00 and legitimately take a nap until 2:30. We used to go in there and hear him snoring and stuff. And then I started tracking it because I was so mad at this guy for sleeping at work. Anyways, that's a bonus tidbit. It's Tuesday. TLDR, this phishing thing is coming. Way to go, Microsoft 365. Educate your end users. Let's go.
Ukraine denies involvement in cyber attack. Late last week, Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico alleged that Ukraine was involved in a massive cyber attack on General Health Insurance Company, the largest insurance provider in Slovakia. Fico said the attack's goal was espionage and was ultimately unsuccessful. Ukraine's foreign ministry flatly rejected any hints that it participated in the attack. Local media reported this as a phishing attack. This comes against a background of shifting relations between the two countries, with Ukraine recently suspending the transit of Russian gas through Slovakia and Fico meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin.
All right. It looks like the sister series has like bonus stories today or something. So I'm going to try to speed run this because I do have to get the heck out of here. Okay. So whatever. Ukraine can deny it, whether they did or not. Like the playbook says, deny it, right? You're never going to be like, yeah, it was us. We're attacking you discreetly. So, this is it's a military conflict, guys, right? Cyber attack on Slovakia's national insurance company. So I guess Slovakia is doing some stuff with Russia. Why else would Ukraine attack them? If they did, they are denying it. So it's alleged at this point, right? Kiev is pledging solidarity with Slovakia. So it's possible, guys. It's not outside the realm of possibility for someone to basically attack and then make it look like an ally is attacking someone, right? That way you have internal fighting, internal misalignment, disruption with execution, right? All these things. So that is a standard, playbook move. The move was espionage, but it resulted in some other stuff. All right. Nothing really here for us to do.
TalkTalk confirms breach. The UK telco confirmed it suffered a data breach involving a third-party platform. This comes after a threat actor known as Bond.
Angular, are you legitimately asking that, or is that sarcasm? Let me know.
Attempted to sell data on 18.8 million TalkTalk customers on a hacking forum. This data allegedly included names, phone numbers, and IP addresses. TalkTalk has only roughly 2.4 million customers, and the number cited in the sales post was wholly inaccurate and very significantly overstated, according to the company. Screenshots from the forum post indicate the data came from CSG's Ascendant platform, but TalkTalk did not confirm this.
All right. So Roswell, UK, holler at us. TalkTalk, data breach. And it sounds like they found out about it because the threat actor was bragging about it. All right, third-party platform. So this is like one of those classic things. Guys, I got to tell you, this is another kind of scenario to bring up to your business. When you're doing tabletop exercises and you really want to have a great scenario for your executives, bring up something like this. Like TalkTalk is the UK company, right? And they are being dragged through the mud. The group that had this problem was some third-party platform. The third-party platform isn't even like literally mentioned in the front of the story here. It's like TalkTalk has a breach. Well, yeah, because some company that they partnered with had a breach. Yeah, TalkTalk wears it. So if you're concerned about reputational damage, this is a perfect example. Okay, so you could throw this in as a story or a scenario and say, hey, like we just got notification that a third party, whatever, like, our QuickBooks or some billing system that we use or a marketing company that we use, HubSpot, like whatever, it doesn't matter, suffered a data breach, and now the story is that our company suffered a data breach and we are going to have to handle it, but it's a third party. How do we handle this? What's our reaction? What do we do? Do we call the insurance? Do we call legal? Whatever. And definitely get into that. I do want to point everybody's attention to the Darknet Diaries episode. Darknet Diaries, a phenomenal podcast. If you don't know about Jack Resider's Darknet Diaries, definitely get into this. This is episode 4. Wow. So he's like in the hundreds now. So this is a very OG early one. I think he started, I want to say he started Darknet Diaries in like 2014. So over 10 years ago. So this is definitely one of his early ones. But if you're interested, apparently this is a great episode around TalkTalk. And again, if this is like a 10, 12-year-old story, it would be interesting. I got news for you. Thank you to DJ BSEC and Justin Gold, aka J Crypto, because I will be listening to this in the airport, not on the plane because I'll be asleep, but I'll be listening to this at the airport while I'm waiting for my flight. Let me go ahead and put this in chat. There we go. All right. Again, I'm trying to speed run these stories for the sake of time.
Salting disrupts brand detection systems. Cisco Talos released a report showing the tactics threat actors use to get around email security measures. One observed method included concealing malware in email attachments by embedding irrelevant comments in base 64 strings to get around typical attachment scanning. The report recommends using advanced filtering for analyzing HTML structure to look for things like suspicious CSS properties or inline styles. The report also highlighted how attackers can hide email content with irrelevant or invisible language, such as English emails disguised as French, by embedding hidden French words.
All right. So this technique is quite popular with threat actors right now. They call it salting, but basically you can have text that's like font size 0. You can have text that is the same font color as the email background. So like white font on a white background, so it's invisible. And you and I, as humans, don't see it, right? If it's size font 0, we don't see it, but it is in the actual, web page or email or whatever. So when an engine or email security gateway or some type of browser-based scanner or whatever scans it, it is going to see that font, that text, and read it. And if you add enough of that crap, well, then it's going to compromise the efficacy of the engine from being able to confirm that this is in fact a phishing email or a brand spoofing type thing, right? So yeah, you could see email security measures. They call it poisoning. I haven't heard that. I mean, it makes sense as far as that goes, but Cisco Talos is the one reporting on this. If you didn't know, Cisco Talos is the essentially like threat intelligence research arm of Cisco. Very good work that they're doing out there. I love Cisco Talos. So like Palo Alto's Unit 42, Cisco Talos, Recorded Futures got another good one. Google Tag. There's a couple like BDSs out there in the threat intelligence reporting space, and Cisco Talos is one of them. And I totally really respect what they're doing. So if you're looking for some good feeds out there and stuff like that, I do like them. You can see some of the things that they're doing, modifying HTML and CSS with 0 display hidden. So this is it, right? So like the font is there, but you can't see it as a human. 0 with space, 0 with non-joiner characters, whatever. So like Unicode stuff. Embedding irrelevant language. They're just obfuscating the content of the email, making it hard for the engine to read, but easy for humans to read. Cool. All right. So if it says, hey, this is an email from Microsoft 365, but it says, this is an email from M, and then a bunch of crap, and then I, then a bunch of crap, then C, then a bunch of crap. When you look at it, it says Microsoft, but when the computer looks at it, it looks like, this 80-character string that doesn't say Microsoft. That's basically the TLDR here.
Clone to leak hits Git. GMO flat security researcher Ryota K published details about 3 related attacks allow an attacker to get Git to leak stored credentials. One flaw in the Git credential manager misinterprets carriage return characters, allowing for malicious URLs to send credentials to a third-party server. A flaw in Git LFS allows bypassing security checks when using new line characters in a config file. And a flaw in GitHub CLI allowed for overpermissive sharing of authentication tokens to a different host. There's no signs of active exploitation, and the 3 vulnerabilities have since been patched.
Okay. This is a GitHub attack, basically, and it sounds like it's been fixed. So it's not. This is more of a post-mortem. So I feel like this story is more important for. Okay, sounds good, BSEC. I feel like this story is better value for tech companies that are doing software development or researchers who are using Get, or even you yourself, if you're running a Get. Like I know Code Brew is in chat. He likes to do some software and stuff like that. So this is more for like those type of things. Essentially, some of the helper functions that allow you to have your API keys, your session tokens, your creds kind of baked in, so you can use your get spaces faster, your CLIs, your command line interfaces, or your oh my god, what is the term for the, like, Visual Studio as an example, like these more integrated development environments. What an idiot. Okay, so that's me. I am dumb.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
So IDE is what they're called. They are integrated development environments. I don't know why I like fumbled to get the acronym as I spell it out. But if you're using these things, take care, Nerman. Off to work, bud. If you're using them, be mindful. These type of attacks can happen. And I mean, we're at time, so basically, I'll just leave it to you to dig into this. But it sounds like this has been repaired and patched. So if you are a developer, if you do use IDEs, make sure that your IDE is patched and up to date. If you have Get users in your environment, you might want to just fire this off. This is kind of like one of those messages, not for the workforce, but more tailored for the engineers or the IT or the developer group. Remember, always having tailored information security awareness training is super valuable. When you go too wide, people don't pay attention to it because they're like, whatever. If you niche down and you're like, hey, listen, developers, this is for you. Well, people who identify as developers are like, yeah, oh, he's talking to me. Like, it calls them out as a community, as a people, as a person, versus saying, hey, workforce, be mindful of this. If you say, hey, finance people, check this out, or hey, developers, check this out, or hey, IT, check this out, it's going to cue them in to say, this is for me, and you're going to engage them better. Just a pro tip, FYI. Really quick, before we end the show, I do want to say shout out and thanks to Antisyphon Training for sponsoring the show. Guys, I know many of you are inside of John Strand's SOC core skills right now. I heard yesterday that Team SC was representing hardcore. I do want to say shout out to all of you. If you are in the if you're in the Antisyphon SOC core skills with John Strand this week and you had a great course yesterday and you're going back today, please let us know in chat. Just, whatever, you were there or how's it going? I'm curious if people are enjoying it and what it is. Again, this was a absolutely $0 4-day, 16-hour course with John Strand teaching it that anyone can take advantage of. Hopefully they got some. Let me just run the Antisyphon ad, and then I'm going to flip it over to Jawjacking for our man, Eric Taylor, who's going to take the helm and guide you to all of your answers. Really quick, Antisyphon. Where are we, Antisyphon? There you are. Do you want cutting-edge, high-quality cybersecurity education, regardless of financial position? Check this out. I want to give some love and some praise to Antisyphon Training, powered by Black Hills Information Security. Antisyphon Training is absolutely disrupting the traditional cybersecurity training industry by providing high-quality, cutting-edge education to everyone, regardless of financial position. They bring industry professionals with years and years of experience into the classroom to teach you and anyone else who's interested practical skills that are in demand in the market today. And on top of that, the student experience is amazing, as you and hundreds or thousands in some instances of other students are actively engaging, networking, sharing tips, tricks, and experiences with each other, all live in the classroom. Go to antisyphontraining.com, check out their course calendar to see what courses they have coming up next. You won't regret it. All right, y'all. Holla, holla, holla. This is episode 801. I hope you had a great show. I certainly did. Thank you, hashtag Team SC, for showing up every day, bringing that energy. I'm a huge fan. It gets me up, gets me going, gets me excited. Don't go anywhere because we're going to be doing Jawjacking, a 30-minute AMA session with Eric Taylor, Chief Forensics Officer at Barricade Cyber. You got questions, he's got answers. Stick around. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, live from the mobile studio in Atlanta. Hashtag Team Sippy Cup. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Until next time, stay secure. Ever wonder what it takes to break into cybersecurity? Join us every weekday for Jawjacking, where industry experts answer your burning questions about the cybersecurity field. Live, unfiltered, and totally free. Let's level up together. It's time for some Jawjacking.
What's up? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever the world you are. Thank you so much for tuning in to Jawjacking, where you have questions and I will do my best to answer them as long as I know what the heck I'm talking about. Hope everybody is doing well. It seems like most of the snow and everything like that has moved out of the country. So hopefully everybody's thawing out. I know down here in the South Carolina area, we still have some patches of snow, things like that. So, I seen a report this morning where Florida is reported to have more snow than Alaska. I crap you not. That's what I heard this morning on the news feed. I don't know how true it is. And yeah. Oh no, it's Eric with his coffee. Yeah. Unmedicated. Have been for a while. Got my second cup of coffee. So we are all good here. As always, please put down the Q : mark so all that way I can easily find it in the chat and be able to answer your questions. FedEx coming off the top rope. Let's get some steaming. What's your thoughts on DeepSeek? All right. Hide your wife, hide your kids, because I'm going to go off the rails. Everybody is posting like, oh, it's not that bad because you can run it locally in an air gapped. Sure. You know what? I can run Google Maps offline as well, but doesn't mean I'm going to. The amount of limitations that you have running it locally without the cloud integrations and without the servers in China is massively limiting. I've seen videos already where people have run it in an air gap system. The literal refusal to answer things like Taiwan and the Great Wall of China and things of that nature, like that is shunned in China, like literally talking about Taiwan. And again, this is not a political show. I'm not going there. But, everything with this going on with Taiwan, you can start asking it any questions like that. Like, what is China's views on Taiwan? What does China plan on taking it over? Does China plan on coming to peace? Anything related to it, it will not freaking answer your question. It just won't. I've even seen videos where it will start putting out proper information, and it's almost like another AI that is coupling into the DeepSeek is like, nope, we can't answer that. It goes against our notifications that are our information that we're able to put out, and it completely freaking deletes the crap. So I don't like it. I don't. As soon as I looked at it and seen, oh, there's a new AI, let me take a look at it. Oh, crap, it's from China. No, we're not even touching this thing with a 10-foot pole and FedEx pushing. We're not pushing this thing uphill. No. I wouldn't even want to take a pole to push it in the freaking river. I want nothing to do with this thing. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're smart, you won't either. The fact I have not looked yet. I've literally been messing with our new CTI platform, trying to get that up and running and working on some development, business admin stuff, things of that nature, trying to work on getting on some new insurance carrier panels, just a bunch of administrative stuff that You just got to do to grow a business, right? But I've seen it's on mobile. What permissions are we granting on mobile? You know what? Hold on. Let me grab my burner iPhone. Let me just look on here. App Store. Search. DeepSeek. Or Deep, not Deek. Meathead. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-do. There used to be a spot in here, and it may only be an Android since I'm looking at it, where it would tell you on the screen what permissions it's asking for or it's going to want. But this creator's only created one app, so hooray for that. Already not trusting it. Okay, so yeah. Data not linked to you, supposedly. The following data may be collected, but is not linked to your identity. I call shenanigans on that. Contact info. Identifiers, diagnostics, user consent, usage data. On the surface, doesn't sound so bad, but I'd want to dig into it. See exactly what permissions it's asking for. This thing's in 72 effing languages. Holy McCrap. Here's the one thing. Again, this is not a political show, but we've seen time and time again where China is known for theft of intellectual property. And this thing came out of freaking nowhere. I wonder if somehow or another this is a spinoff of another AI that's already been created. I don't know. But yeah, I don't trust it. I don't want it. I don't want anything to do with it. And yeah, no. I will probably be issuing an executive order inside of our organization within the next couple of days, and even putting workflows in our SOAR platform. If it sees this plugin, we're gonna isolate. I just no. That's how strongly I'm feeling about it. I don't want this thing around my clients or my environment. No. I've seen a joke on Twitter. Yeah, let me ask you a question while we're here. And I know I got to get caught up on the stuff. I know Twitter is called X now, but for us boomers and old people on stream and in the chat, are you sending an X or are you still sending a tweet? Because I still say I sent a tweet on the X, but half the time I still call it Twitter too. So. All right, let me get caught up. Miranda Albright, question. I got malware on. And 2015 PC, it locked up the mouse, and I'm pretty sure the keyboard, I just turned it off, and when I turned it on, nothing had changed. Just yelling for me to call Microsoft. Oh, so that's scareware, right? You probably did not do a proper reboot. Just literally shut it down fully, bring it back up, and see what happens. But yeah, you've got scareware. Some of those sites actually put in notifications. So even if you go to the Gmail or .com, that notification is still popping up because of the browser. So you may need to go to your local computer shop or look out how to remove scareware notifications from sites on your iPhone, Android, whatever mobile device you're using. It's not hard, but it could be a little bit time consuming trying to figure out exactly where it is. So do due diligence, but it's definitely not malware. It's scareware. But make sure you have a good, AV, EDR, and run a good scan and see what's going on. Just give yourself the sanity check. From Carrie, well, Eric, how do you deal with companies ghosting? I thought the last job, or I thought I had the last job and was hired on paper, but when I went to ask when I'd start, there were nowhere to be found. Persistence, Gary. Persistence is the name of the game, good sir. If you've been hired, I assume you've received a job offer. Did you fill out, your W-2s, all that stuff? You would think that they would give you a start date. I would just do some more research into the company, and see what's going on. But I mean, technically, and I think legally, companies are able to rescind job offers literally till the moment you've officially clock in for the first time. Like you can literally drive. Let's say hypothetically you got a job at your local fast food place. They said, we're going to hire you. You're going to get X amount of dollars. You're going to start on Friday at 11:30, right before our noon rush. And you can literally walk in that door at 11:30, get ready to clock in. I was like, yep, yeah, never mind. We changed our mind. We're not. Your job offer has been rescinded. And I think legally they're allowed to even do that. And pretty shady for a company to do that. But yeah, it's the way it goes. I love how Eric gets spicy. Well, thank you. I heard Pensacola got 9 inches of snow, and I saw a pic of snowman. Dude, that is crazy. Holy McMoly. I have not seen that. That is crazy, crazy, crazy. My God, don't say China like that. I need to, you know what? Let me spin up. It's been a while since I did this. Let me do this real quick. Because I do need to get with DJ BSEC or somebody who I got to get OBS going again and figure that. I got all the input streams and all that, but I don't know how to properly do it. So call me a boomer. I'm old. I don't care. Oh, since I can't do it that way, I'll do it this way. Just know you may get a little triggered, but all right. Been a long time since I've done that sounder. Absolutely, Stream Elements. Thank you all for subscribing. If you haven't and you're enjoying this content, please share this with somebody. Angular, how you doing today? Good. Have been working insanely crazy 18, 20-hour days in several weeks now. So it's getting full rest, actually clocking out at a decent time. It's not going to last much longer, but the ebbs and flows of forensics and stuff like that and caseload. So, I probably got probably another week or two before things start picking back up pretty heavily again. So, a Chromebook coming in that's being shipped in that I got to do a forensics on. Yes, you can actually do forensics on a Chromebook. It is a giant pain in the butt, but we got that coming in. And may have another case for some data that was leaked out on the internet. So, got a couple of little things here and there, but except for that, a ton of administrative stuff. I got to actually meet with our legal person later today and see how things are going. Question from Aaron, and I'm not going to attempt to butcher your last name. I'm just going to say insert last name here. Hey, what are your thoughts on AI on jobs? I'm looking to get into the space, but from the outside looking in, seems gloom. Can you give me any insight on what roles will excel under AI? Aaron, you know what? Manufacturing. Let me actually bring this up, right? So we'll bring up this screen again. Let me just open up an in private window and move this over. You know what? Let me do, because that's got my tabs in there, and I don't want to do that, or my bookmarks. All right, so we'll do this. We'll do this. So I was actually looking at this in some of my feeds over the weekend. Now sharing it out with a couple of my clients. So everybody knows, right, that you could get the Tesla robot, or you can't get it yet. That is definitely not the Tesla I was looking for. Come on. So if you haven't seen this already, Optimus is a robot that Tesla's coming out with. I haven't seen any prices on it. Ton of jobs coming out for it. Holy McMoly. For the Tesla bot. I just wanted to go back. All right, so that's just jobs. Hopefully that's big enough for everybody to see. There we go. All right, so yeah, if y'all haven't seen it, now you have. This is the Tesla robot. I was seeing over the weekend and sharing this out. A lot of these folks are coming out with their own robots. This is called Figure AI. As you can see, it's heavily in a manufacturing facility. I mean, I know it's kind of clunky a little bit, but those robots are moving. You still see somebody coming over and reloading these things, but I can imagine that it's going to get more and more like Amazon, where your robots are coming around and potentially reloading it for them. So, robot assembly and everything like that is pretty cool. If I remember right, most of these are being backed by NVIDIA and OpenAI. So yeah, OpenAI is speech to uh, speech to speech reasoning, AI trained coffee demo. That is crazy. So I mean, that's one of them. Figure.ai is that one. There's two other ones I just want to share with the crowd today. And sorry if you start hearing notifications, let me actually mute that just so y'all don't get triggered. But this one is 1x.tech. This one's got a more personalized, and it's supposed to be, for your home, which is, I guess, kind of cool to see some of this tech coming through, right? Help picking up stuff, cleaning up stuff, right? Do I really want one of these rolling around in my house? No. Scares the trash out of me. And this is one other one, but this is kind of, when you're talking about AI, I do think the manufacturing industry, like I said, with Figure.ai, I know Tesla's doing a ton of different applications with it. This one right here, AGI bot, is doing a ton of manufacturing with it, but I definitely wanted to show the humanoid one of it with you as well. So, there's a ton of stuff. So I think if you're getting into AI and you want to find that vertical, I think manufacturing is going to be your winner chicken dinner on that one. Hopefully that helps. I would love to have DeepSeek's public IP ranges to threat hunt. Let's see what's available. So I go to my infamous, famous tool, dnsdumpster.com, dumpster fire. So I think it's just, was it deepseek.ai or .ai, I believe. I believe. Oh, let me actually bring up Discord as well. I didn't have it up. Okay, so DeepSeek.ai. Let's see what's available from DNS Dumpster. All right, so we're on. Oh, looky there, Namecheap. Yay. Amazon. So they're using Namecheap's MX records. Gotta love it. Mm-mm-mm. Go away. Add to Chrome. It's free. All right, so I'm not seeing anything relevant. And again, I would need to do a little bit more. Oh, so they're using private mail. Okay. Is private mail part of Namecheap? I'm curious. I don't think it is, but the coffee hasn't fully kicked in yet. All right, so it does look like it's its own, powered by Open Exchange. Oh, that is the. Oh, that is. So sorry. So I actually was having a conversation with one of my clients. I'm like, there was that other Linux collaboration tool, but I couldn't remember what the frick it was, and this is it. This is it. The Open Exchange. Okay, sorry. ADHD. One other tool that I do like to use is crt.sh. So I will do %.deepseek.ai. Let's see if there's any. Nope, there's no. Hasn't found any SSL certs for it. Oh, there we go. So API streets.ai. So this is kind of how you go through and start diving into things, right? So hopefully that helps you. That is interesting. Sorry, I just want to go down a rabbit hole. Is that publicly accessible? Probably not. No. I will stop ADHD in on that one. Good Lord, there's so much FUD. With what? With DeepSeek? So this is a good Habib, this is a good topic, right? I'm thinking about how to properly answer this. So Yes, they are ingesting everything you put up. Let's just say hypothetically, you have a PDF with a bunch of information in there, and you wanted to digest all that information and spit out, a Cliff's Notes version of something, hypothetically. All right. Let's say a school, your, let's say a school, right? You got your entire book as a big, massive PDF. You want to upload it. I don't think you can upload an entire, 3,000 page, but I digress. But you wanted to say, look at pages 121 to 198 and give me the cliff notes of this one for my class, right? Does OpenAI keep a copy of that PDF? I 1,000% would imagine, right? The the point really is in a lot of this information is you are potentially embedding OpenAI, ChatGPT, Microsoft Copilot, whatever LLM you're using, you're embedding that product to become better in the future by giving it information to digest. Could they potentially use it for malicious activities? 1,000%. Let's say hypothetically we see another supply chain attack where they're pushing out code repo updates and it just starts exfilling all the data that's in their LLM. Like we haven't seen supply chains attacks like that before. Not against LLM, but we've seen it in dev code. And I was like, oh crap, this code has been added into dev for the past 6-8 months and been leaking information because our cybersecurity crap sucks. The problem really becomes with foreign adversaries, especially China. China has literally a law that anything that is manufactured, procured, developed, whatever, like literally, if you come up with a new fragrance for a fart, that's now intellectual property and has to go through CCP's government to figure out what they want to do with it. Like everything. Imagine you're in the US, and this is not a political show. Let's not get political and massive tinfoil hats in the chat, please. But let's just say hypothetically, anything you went out and you created a Python script, you created a PowerShell script, whatever the case is, it all becomes property of the CIA, NSA, whatever three-letter agency that you want to invoke, or in worst case scenario, all of them. And they now own the property and the rights to it. And anything that's being done with that application, that script or whatever, has to be re-ingested by your three-letter agency. That's kind of what we're dealing with, right? Like, so yeah, you can send off your baby pictures and have them do crumbles and, whatever. But, this is when things start getting into the bigger picture. You have, all right, let's just say you want to take your privacy securely. Like, we have the sponsor. The name was just there. Delete Me. Sorry. Yeah. Again, brain fart. You sign up for Delete Me. You want to become more private, right? You don't want your address out there. You don't want this out there. You don't want that out there. But it's going to take a long time for you to scrub even Facebook. It took me 2 years with tools to fully scrub, I think 98% of Facebook, of all of my stuff. Getting all of my family members to untag me, getting my family members to remove pictures of me, things of that nature, just because of the industry that I'm in and some of this, what I see some of the bigger players is suffering with. I just don't want that to be part of my family stuff. That I just don't want everybody knowing where the f I live, right? But anyway, let's say you got all your kids, your grandkids' pictures on there. AI and any of these platforms are able to start constructing identities around this stuff. So stop uploading baby pictures and grandbaby pictures, because then your kid who's posting their babies' pictures, and they're starting to build profiles and everything about everybody before you become 16, right? Your identity should be considered sacred because once it's out there, it is so hard to pull it back, right? It is so hard. So, to answer your question, yes, I'm sure the US is doing stuff like that, but I don't understand the keys jingle, Joseph. Whatever. Just trying to get caught up on chat. That's literally what happened to me last November. Hired for a SOC job and then had them drag their feet on the start date for another 4 weeks. Then poof, loser move. Yeah, that goes back to Carrie's comment a little bit ago. There is the term ghost jobs out there right now, and there is. I think it caught. I'm mod chat. I'm getting lost on that one, so I have to catch up on that. There's the ghost jobs, so it's a real problem in the industry. Sorry you had to go through that. Is booming away at being a boomer? Yep. So, assuming the stupidest question is the one you didn't ask, doesn't holding down the power button until the PC shuts off a properly reboot? That's a hard reboot. That should have done it. But it's been a while. It's telling me that certain models would go into a hibernation shutdown mode versus a full shutdown. But I think I'm wrong. It's been a while. But yeah, holding down the power button should get rid of it. So that means there's a notification that was allowed. So when you pop back up, when you restart, that notification is allowed in the browser. Question: what is HR looking for in an interview for a cybersecurity position? That Dragos, dude, ma'am, I don't know. It's a dog. So bow wow 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 wow. No, it's good. It depends on the company, right? Yeah, is HR looking for that degree or certs? Is that HR looking for years of experience or not? You know, that is a company by company by company, and a lot of times, let's just say, let's say OpenAI, for instance, they're looking for entry level cybersecurity SOC analyst. Let's say there's 5 people that are in that department filtering the flood of applications coming in. Bob may be looking for one thing while Jan is looking for another thing, while Smith is looking for another. I mean, it really is all over the place. There's not a concrete answer. So it is company by company and potentially person by person within said company looking for different things, right? Like what stands out to that person. So there's no concrete answer, in my humble opinion. Yeah, have you seen iRobot? Let's just put them all in a storage container. Let me just do a find. Potentially 7 questions. All right, already answered Aaron's. Already answered that one. Already answered that one. Did that one. But are the 3 laws safe? Yeah. Question, what's the minimum hardware do you recommend for forensic imaging or analysts with tools like FTK and AutoSpy? My laptop with trusted 256 gig hard drive. I mean, dude, you're literally going to be running that image on an external, so make sure you are running it on an external drive with USB 3.2 or 3.0 at least, and make sure that your hardware supports it. But like my forensic workstation is a massive beast. And sometimes, depending on the amount of cases we have, I'm spinning up Azure VMs. Like it's a beefy thing. Like this is, I'm not saying this is a flex, guys. And I say guys in a general term. My forensic workstation base price, I think, was 16K before I upgraded even further with more SSD drives. I'm probably 25K into that forensic workstation right now. So it costs a little bit. And my workstation was about 7 or 8K, and I was running the forensics on that for a little while for some smaller cases until I got that bigger one. I even had to tell Joseph, do not reboot my workstation ever. I will reboot it. Like I unfortunately had to pull owner card. Like you can push the patches, but don't reboot me because you'll force these VMs to reboot, and I will lose days of data, and it'll be a very bad thing for me. So, question on 8th month on the help desk. Congratulations. I want to get on the O365 team. Should I learn Windows or start learning Linux to automate the process of a script? Dealer's choice? Really? I, I don't know. Like, to me personally, I know this is not the way that a lot of people perceive this, but me personally, when I think of Linux, I think of Python. When I think of Windows, I think of PowerShell. Yes, they are very much interchangeable, and you can run both on either platform. Yada yada yada. Um, my question to you would be: are you going to run PowerShell? Are you going to run Python? Like, what are you going to be coding this in? Right? I don't really think it really cares what operating system you're on, whether it's Windows, Mac, Linux, whatever the case is. It's what are you going to be running this thing on? And I would just say, from my personal experience, maybe just because I am more like I understand PowerShell, I don't understand Python that much, but I think there are far more PowerShell templates and modules than Python. I could be 1,000% wrong. I know a lot of people love Python for its flexibility and being able to do stuff. So again, answer that question. Are you going to be running in Linux or PowerShell? Again, you can get both on Windows or Mac or Linux, but also talk to your companies like, hey, yeah, I want to get into this. What do I can I do this on Linux? Is that acceptable? Does that go against company policy? I can't imagine it does, but you just never know. All right, they may want some controls in place because you're going to be integrating with their infrastructure, and a Mac may not be supported with some of their security tools or something, right? So I mean, definitely talk to the company first. This is going back to the AI topic. If the government wants it, they take it. Exactly. They're going to. But that's if, not all data. The key distinction. The NSA doesn't re-ingest your info. I don't know. I don't think so. Could you just change your name? Huh? Oh, on Facebook? Yeah, but things are still linked, right? So just scrub. I have not heard of Doc's book. I'm going to look at that real quick. Again, if you got any questions, there's 212 of you sexy mofos out there. Thank you so much. Doc's book. What? I'm getting some weird results in in Google. So let's get away from that. Okay. Yeah, please, everybody, smack that like button. Click and share. And if you're on the audio version of this, please give us 5 stars. Oh, gotcha. So I'm being educated by Joseph that he was calling Facebook Doc's book. It's a joke. Don't Google Doc's book. It comes up with some weird stuff. I'm not even sure how to classify it. It's not adult by any means, so. Yeah, there's Doc's Ben. Yeah, I've seen that. Doc's Ben didn't I see where Doc's Ben was taken down? Or was going through some stuff or whatever? No, Doc's Ben is up still. What was I reading about that? Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Oh, that's something different. Okay, I might have been in a dream or something, but I thought I saw something about Doc's Ben not so long ago. No, not two people, one cup type of stuff. No, it's It's just weird stuff. It's almost like Google's just trying to find anything and throw it up against the wall like spaghetti to see if it sticks. Difference between industry standard certs like Security Plus versus vendor specific cert like Cyber Hero from ThreatLocker. I mean, I think I'm not trying to talk down to you, but I think you just kind of answered your own question, didn't you? Like, let me assume that you didn't. A industry standard cert, Security Plus, Network Plus, A Plus, is a broad spectrum of technologies for that certification. A vendor specific is just that. It's vendor specific. Here at Barricade, I can tell you, being a cyber hero with a certificate from ThreatLocker bears no fruit to us. Like, okay, it does nothing. We don't use ThreatLocker. So having that industry cert wouldn't do anything for us. It's like, okay, congratulations. And I'm not trying to be mean or coy, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like, let's say hypothetically you got a bunch of pen test certs, but you're submitting that to McDonald's to go work at their, one of their chain restaurants. They're like, okay, great. You're a pen tester hacker dude or gal. We don't care. Go flip that freaking burger and cook those fries. Right? So again, I'm not trying to talk down to you, but it's really what does the business that you're in or the business that you're going to care about that vendor specific cert? The only one I would say overall would be like a Cisco CCNA, potentially a Splunk certification that's vendor specific, because it shows that you are going through and learning how to do a lot of querying, and the network infrastructure with a CCNA, things of that nature. So some of those are universals. Like, okay, we don't use Cisco in our shop, but we have X, Y, and Z. That language translates really well. You'll have to do some additional learning, but the core fundamentals there are, universal. So, oh. Let's see. Got some new questions. Do you think the new administration will introduce new rules governing AI development, or do you think they prefer a hands-off approach? All right. We've already tried this. Last year, probably in Q2 last year. It might have even been 2023. But Elon Musk and a lot of the other AI folks were in a unison saying, hey, let's put a timeout on AI development. Let's get a control framework. Let's get some policies and procedures on AI before we go running off to the races. That thing lasted literally about half a fart. Because as we're seeing right now, China with DeepSeek AI they're not going to care. Mexico come out with one, they're not going to care. Unless it's a global enforcement, which you're not going to achieve, right? Like if you got 80% adoption by using the UN or something like that, it's still not going to be widespread adoption. So I don't know how we're going to do that. Just like most things in cybersecurity, we're going to need to police ourselves. We're going to police the people that we know and we trust and we care about, and try to go from there. But you know what? It's going to turn out to be a royal show, is what it's going to turn out to be. It's going to be bad. And then everybody's going to be like, oh, we should have got around that. We should got to handle it. We tried. But then other people just said, we don't care. Full steam ahead. Launch, cleared hot, drop bombs, danger close. We don't care. We're doing it. Copy Chris, is FTK still the best, or is there something better? What do you run on your forensic? The best is like saying a car, like what car is the best? It's up to you. There's other tools that you're going to want to run before running an FTK imager. Because that's a full disk capture. And if you have one device that you need to hurry up and wipe and get it back into production, yeah, absolutely, run FTK imager. As in, what do I run on my rig? I don't remember, to be honest with you. It's actually getting to the point where I probably need to order a new one here soon. Again, folks, if y'all are asking questions, I'm literally doing a search, but I just happened to see this one. Put, just like CompuChris did in here, put that Q : mark so that way I can easily search for it. But I just happened to see this one in here before I went to my next result. What are some good blogs about setting up a home lab? Go over to Black Hills Information Security. The team over there have put in numerous YouTubes and documents about setting up a home lab. I think Jerry's done one with a couple of folks as well. So definitely check on this stream, check on Black Hills stream, see, what they got. Oh, perfect. It actually came up. You redid it. Good job, Hot Soup. Thank you so much. What's up? This align with emerging threats or trends like zero trust and AI-driven security. Mr. Wednesday, I don't know. You've got me on that one. Let me go. You know what? What I am going to do is go to the Google. And I know I'm not sharing my screen at the moment. Just bear me a second. What cybersecurity certificates is best for AI and zero trust? And it's just a lack of knowledge. There may actually be something out there. If you're looking for cybersecurity certificates, let me actually rotate this around, and I will actually drop myself down here at the bottom and blow this up so everybody can get this. Yeah, so it looks like we have a Cloud Security Alliance Certificate of Completion in Zero Trust. Okay. Incorporates AI concepts to relevant to zero trust security, such as automate. So, hey, we are, and we have other possible ones to do or consider. Cyber Law 1-year program, AI and cybersecurity. And of course, now we're getting, of course, there's a SAN cert. So yeah, literally this is what I Googled, what cybersecurity certifications is best for AI and zero security or zero trust. So Hopefully that's of help to you. But we both learned something new today, because I didn't know that there was actually one out there. And that's easy to happen, ladies and gentlemen, when you're in your own ecosystem and bubble. It's very, very easy to happen. All right, trying to get caught up. Coming up to the top of the hour, so we will probably stop this thing in just a few moments. Do you have any recommendations for aspiring SOC analysts of where to focus learning on? I'm familiar with DFIR as a concept, but there are specific tools or areas I should focus on. Retype with a Q. Thank you so much. See, human impersonator. I was able to find it because you did that. Thank you. You're aspiring SOC analyst. So DFIR is AKA more advanced than SOC analyst. So it's like a tiered step of progression. SOC analyst, to be good at a SOC analyst, you probably need to, study up on Windows event logs, things of that nature, study up on sysmon logs, how to incorporate that, which framework potentially works best for you. Because a SOC analyst is going to do that. It's going to parse so much logs that you're going to need to know what's legit and what's not. So Windows event logs would be the strongest thing that I would recommend if you don't know that already. That's right, Nibot. If you're getting value, please take 3 seconds to hit that like button once again. And I will ask you, please share this content of me going off the rails of how to just be a complete a-hole sometimes, and try to help you out on your journeys here. And only because I seen this one here, both CSA and IAPP are both reputable institutes. How useful are those certs are another topic. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know them. No, FedEx. No, you got to go. No, you don't get back on that fry station. You better go deliver that freaking package. All right, y'all. In all seriousness, no, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I hope y'all enjoyed it. As always, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for hanging on. Just under 190 people of y'all just kind of tuning in and hanging out and asking their questions. So I do greatly appreciate it. As always, get out there, try to enjoy some weather. Now that we have most of the snow gone, go touch some grass. To those who are here comes the sea shanty, and we'll see y'all next week.
There once was a kid whose passwords laid across all sites. They were the same, a criminal, then found their fame by taking that data to go. Soon may a criminal come to steal your pictures and data and run. One day when the crime is done, they'll steal your...
Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed that content. Keep the cybersecurity train going by connecting with the other Simply Cyber community resources. We have the Discord server that's lively and always keeps the conversation going. You can connect with me directly on LinkedIn. And also every single weekday morning on the Simply Cyber channel, we're doing live daily cyber threat briefings, 8 a.m. Eastern time, as well as Thursday at 4:30 p.m. We're doing live stream interviews with industry experts, and we produce videos that we push out every Wednesday morning. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. I hope you enjoyed the content, and we'll see you in the next one.